Hey everyone, and welcome to a deep dive.
Ooh, a deep dive.
Yeah, into a topic that you specifically requested,
Oh, very cool.
AI and sustainability in 2025.
Okay.
We've got a whole stack of sources here for you.
Right.
Reports from some pretty big names like
Okay.
NetApp and the World Economic Forum.
Uh-huh.
We've got some analogies from think tanks
Interesting.
and even some articles that are spotlighting
Okay.
real-world examples.
So, like, how it's actually playing out.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just, like, the theory.
Exactly. It's not just what people thought would happen.
Right.
It's what is happening.
Very cool. I like it.
And that's what we're going to unpack together. So we're going beyond
Yeah.
like all the hype
Uh-huh.
and really digging into
Okay.
the most surprising
Yeah.
and applicable insights.
Right. Cool.
Because let's be honest, this isn't just tech jargon anymore.
No.
This stuff is impacting your buying decisions,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
your
Yeah.
job,
Uh-huh.
maybe even the air you breathe.
It's getting real.
It's getting real.
Yeah, just a few years ago, I think.
Yeah.
You know, the idea that AI could be
Right.
like a major player in sustainability
Right.
might have seemed far-fetched to some people.
Yeah, I was definitely one of those people.
But the reality is it's already happening
Right.
in ways that a lot of people probably don't even realize.
Yeah, it's kind of a hidden revolution.
It is sneaky.
Okay, so to kick things off,
Yeah.
let's talk about this idea of AI being a double-edged sword.
Ooh, double-edged sword.
When it comes to sustainability.
Interesting. Okay.
So on the one hand, we've got
Ah.
PwC predicting that AI could slash global emissions
Okay.
by 4% by 2030.
Wow.
That's huge.
That is huge.
And it could add trillions to the global economy.
Trillions with a T.
Trillions with a T.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a win-win, right?
On the surface, yeah, it does.
Right.
But there's that other edge.
There's always another edge.
Right, that we got to consider.
Yeah.
And that is the energy
Yeah.
required to train these powerful AI models.
Right.
It's massive.
There's a lot of energy.
So it's kind of paradox.
It is a paradox.
We're using a potentially energy-intensive technology
Right.
to try to create a more sustainable future.
Okay, so how do we balance that then?
That's the million-dollar question,
Right.
right? I mean, it's a shared responsibility, right?
Yeah.
So developing more energy-efficient algorithms,
Yeah.
powering data centers with renewable energy,
Uh-huh.
and, shifting towards sustainable practices
Okay.
across the entire tech industry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
It
crucial.
feels like it's more than just the tech companies, though.
It is more than that. I
Yeah.
mean, consumers have to make choices too.
Mm-hmm.
Governments need to implement the right policies, investments we make as a society.
It's all connected.
It's all connected.
So it feels like AI is forcing us to kind of
It is.
rethink a lot of assumptions.
Forcing us to grow.
Not just about technology, but about how we live and how we work.
And that's not a bad thing.
Not necessarily a bad thing, no.
No.
And a good example of that is
Okay.
how AI is already being used
Uh-huh.
to make businesses more sustainable.
Okay.
And we're talking about like right now in 2025.
Right now, this is happening.
This is happening.
Like Unilever,
Okay.
they've cut 10 million fleet miles per year.
Wow, 10 million miles.
10 million.
That's got to translate to a ton of fuel savings.
Oh, yeah. Tons.
And it's not just them.
No.
Microsoft and Shell teamed up.
Okay.
They used AI to reduce natural gas flaring by 10%.
Wow.
And that avoided 20,000 tons.
20,000 tons of CO2 emissions.
That's wild.
It's pretty incredible to think about the impact.
I know. And those are just two examples.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of AI-driven sustainability, it's
Uh-huh.
becoming more and more common.
Yeah.
You might be surprised to learn
Okay.
just how many of the products that you use every day,
Yeah.
the food that you eat,
Uh-huh.
the clothes that you wear,
Okay.
are being made more eco-friendly.
Right.
Wow.
Thanks to AI working behind the scenes,
It's like you were saying,
it's a hidden revolution.
it's a hidden revolution.
It is.
But let's move on to
Okay.
an industry that's
Mm-hmm.
not so hidden
Okay.
and a huge contributor to global emissions,
Okay.
agriculture.
Oh, yeah. Big one.
We're talking over 20% of
Yes.
global emissions.
Ah,
That's a massive footprint.
that is a massive footprint.
It is a significant challenge,
It is.
but one that AI is
Right.
increasingly being used
Okay.
to tackle.
So how's that working?
Well, imagine like drones and sensors
Okay.
providing farmers with
Yeah.
just hyper-specific data
Okay.
about their crops.
Got it.
This level of detail lets them
Yeah.
optimize water and fertilizer use
Mm-hmm.
in a way that was never possible before.
Interesting.
And this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay. I'm like
IBM is actually working with Yara,
Yara.
which is a major fertilizer company,
Okay.
to personalize fertilizer recommendations
Oh, wow.
using AI.
So like custom fertilizer.
Yeah, basically.
Interesting.
And we're talking about potentially reducing overuse
Okay.
by up to 50%.
50%.
That's not just efficiency.
Yeah.
It's a potential game changer
Yeah.
for sustainable farming.
Think about it.
Yeah.
You're growing only what you need,
Mm-hmm.
minimizing runoff.
Right.
that has a ripple effect on the entire ecosystem.
It all comes back to that connection.
It does.
Less waste,
Yeah.
cheaper food,
Uh-huh.
healthier ecosystem.
Healthier planet.
It's amazing to see this level of innovation
I know. Pretty cool.
happening in such a crucial sector.
Definitely.
But agriculture isn't the only area where
Right.
AI is helping us rethink our approach
Mm-hmm.
to resources.
Okay.
Let's talk about energy,
All right.
specifically renewable energy.
One of my favorite topics.
It's great in theory,
Yeah.
but its inconsistency
Oh, yeah.
has always been a challenge.
Being Achilles heel.
The wind doesn't always blow,
No.
the sun doesn't always shine,
Sadly, no.
which makes managing the energy grid pretty tricky.
Really tricky.
Yeah, so that's where AI comes in.
AI to the rescue.
Yeah, exactly. AI to the rescue.
I love it.
Take Google, for example.
Okay.
They're using machine learning for wind and solar forecasts
Uh-huh.
that were 30% more accurate
Wow.
than traditional methods.
That's a big jump.
That's a big jump.
Yeah.
But does that really solve the reliability problem?
That's a great question because even if they're wrong less often, they're still sometimes wrong.
Right.
So accuracy is essential.
Okay.
But it's only part of the solution.
Okay.
We also need AI to manage the grid itself.
In real time.
Yeah, in real
Right,
time,
okay.
dynamically balancing supply and demand.
So like an intelligent conductor
It is.
for an orchestra of energy sources.
That's a beautiful analogy.
So AI isn't just predicting the weather.
Right.
It's actually orchestrating
Yeah.
the entire energy system. That's a pretty powerful idea.
It is powerful.
But let's zoom in a bit and
Okay.
focus on cities,
All right.
because that's where a lot of these challenges
Uh-huh.
are most acute.
Yeah, makes sense.
Over 40% of the global population
40%.
is facing water scarcity.
That's a lot of people.
That's a pretty sobering statistic.
Yes.
It is, but it highlights the urgency
Yeah,
with which we need to find solutions.
absolutely.
And AI is being deployed to address this
Okay.
in some really innovative ways.
Like what?
Like look at Las Vegas.
Okay.
They've managed to cut water use
Wow.
by nearly 20%,
60%.
thanks to AI.
Seriously?
optimizing their water allocation system.
How did they do that?
This was done in partnership with IBM.
IBM.
And it just shows the impact
Yeah.
these kinds of collaborations can
Mhm.
have.
That's impressive.
It makes you wonder,
Yeah.
what else is possible?
Right.
I mean, imagine
Okay.
AI analyzing satellite images
Uh-huh.
to predict droughts and floods,
Wow.
giving us a whole new level of insight into water management
Yeah.
and disaster planning.
That would be incredible.
The possibilities are truly remarkable.
They are.
Whether it's impacting your water bills
Right.
or helping to future-proof your home
Huh.
against climate change,
Yeah.
AI's influence on urban life
I know.
is growing rapidly.
And becoming more sophisticated.
It feels like AI is not only changing
It is.
how cities function,
Yeah.
but also how we live
Right.
within them.
Absolutely.
But it's not just about managing resources.
Okay.
Within cities, right,
Mm-hmm.
AI is also playing a growing role
Right.
in protecting nature itself.
Protecting nature itself.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Monitoring vast ecosystems
Right.
is a huge challenge.
It is.
But it's crucial for conservation efforts.
Absolutely.
And this is an area where AI's ability to
Yeah.
process and analyze massive amounts of data
Right.
can be truly transformative.
So, like, what kind of things are we talking about?
So we can now deploy
Okay.
AI-powered cameras
Uh-huh.
that can count endangered animals
Oh, okay.
across vast areas.
Oh,
They can even spot poachers in real time.
that's incredible.
This kind of monitoring at scale
Yeah.
would be impossible for humans to achieve.
I mean, it's like giving conservationists a whole new set of eyes.
Exactly.
And not just in the sky.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
we're seeing AI being used to track animal movements,
Yeah.
identify patterns of habitat loss,
Okay.
and even predict the spread of invasive species.
It's pretty amazing.
It is.
And it's encouraging to see
Yeah.
that major tech companies
Okay.
are investing in this kind of technology,
It's who?
like Microsoft's AI for Earth program.
I've heard of that.
A great example.
Yeah.
They're funding a wide range of projects
Cool.
that are using AI
Uh-huh.
to address environmental challenges.
I like that.
The reminder that
Yeah.
AI isn't inherently good or bad.
Right.
It's a tool,
A tool.
and the way we use it will determine its impact.
It's all about how we use it.
And sometimes it's used in ways
Yeah.
that are almost poetic,
Okay.
like using AI
Uh-huh.
to protect the very ecosystems
Right.
that inspired its creation.
That's kind of deep.
It's kind of beautiful in a way.
There's a certain symmetry to that.
There is a symmetry to that.
It highlights the potential for AI
Yeah.
to not just mitigate environmental damage,
Right.
but to actually help us heal
Wow,
and restore the planet.
that's a powerful thought.
It is.
And that brings us to another area
Yeah.
where AI is making a big difference.
Uh-huh.
Waste management,
Oh, yeah, another big one.
landfills
Right.
are a major source of emissions.
Huge source.
And recycling is often inefficient
Yeah.
and riddled with contamination.
It's a messy business.
It is a messy business.
Literally.
But AI is changing that.
Okay, so
AI-powered robots
robots
are now sorting trash faster and more accurately than humans ever could.
Wow, so they're like super soldiers.
They are super sorters,
That's amazing.
which is helping to reduce contamination
Okay.
and make recycling more effective.
So we might actually be able to
Yeah.
move beyond landfills.
Imagine that a world without landfills.
Wow.
And it's not just futuristic speculation.
No.
This is happening right now.
Seriously.
Companies like AMP Robotics
AMP Robotics
are already building these waste-sorting robots.
cool.
And China is even using AI-enabled trash cans
What?
to incentivize sorting.
That's crazy.
So you throw your trash in the wrong bin.
Uh-huh.
It, like, yells at you.
No way.
It's pretty wild.
That's amazing.
Pretty amazing stuff.
I love that.
I'm getting the feeling that trash collector
Yeah.
might not be what it used to be.
That's a job of the future.
It's a job of the
Not
future.
there.
But let's shift gears and talk about something
Uh-huh.
that affects us all
Uh-huh.
on a very personal level.
All right.
Air and water pollution.
Yeah.
Millions of people die every year
I know. It's a huge problem.
from the effects of pollution.
It's a global crisis.
And it's a global crisis
We need solutions.
that demands innovative solutions.
Absolutely.
And thankfully, AI is starting to play a significant role
Okay, good.
in addressing this challenge.
How so?
So it's making pollution monitoring
Okay.
cheaper,
Uh-huh.
faster, and more widespread.
We're getting more data.
Getting a lot more data.
That's good.
Companies like Nokia
Yeah.
are using AI-powered sensors
Okay.
to analyze air quality in real time.
Wow. In
They're pinpointing pollution hotspots
So we can see exactly where
with incredible accuracy.
the problems are.
It's amazing to think about
It is amazing.
the level of detail these sensors can provide.
No.
And it's not just air quality.
Right.
Startups like Liquid Robotics
Liquid robotics.
are using similar technology
Okay.
to monitor water quality.
So we're getting a much clearer picture.
Yeah, this data is essential
It is.
for understanding the scale of the problem
Uh-huh.
and taking effective action.
Because data leads to action.
Exactly. Data leads to action.
Right.
And it's not just about
Yeah.
large-scale monitoring.
Okay.
We're also seeing the development
Oh, this is interesting.
of personalized pollution alerts
So like tell
that could inform your daily choices
what to do.
from what you wear to where you travel. AI has the potential to empower individuals
Right.
to make more informed decisions about their health
Yeah.
and their impact on the environment.
I like that.
It's a really powerful idea,
It is.
using AI to not just monitor pollution,
Uh-huh.
but to actually help people avoid it.
So it's not just about the data.
Right.
It's about what we do with it.
It's about taking all this data
Uh-huh.
and turning it into actionable insights
Yeah.
that can improve people's lives.
It's about bridging that gap
Right.
between information and action.
And that's something AI excels at.
It does.
It can help us see the connections
Right.
between our choices
Uh-huh.
and their consequences.
That's crucial.
And that's a crucial step towards creating
Yeah.
a more sustainable
Absolutely.
future.
Absolutely.
Speaking of choices,
Okay.
let's talk about
Yeah.
one of the most visible
Uh-huh.
and impactful industries out there.
Hit me.
Fashion.
Oh,
It's
I know
notorious for its wastefulness.
Oh, it's terrible.
But AI is starting to bring
Yeah, okay, good.
some much-needed change to this sector.
So what's happening?
We're seeing companies like Stitch Fix
Stitch Fix?
using algorithms to predict demand,
Okay.
which helps to reduce overproduction,
Got it.
and the mountains of unsold clothes
Right.
that often end up in landfills.
Yeah, that's a huge problem.
It's a huge problem.
So they're basically making fashion more sustainable.
From the design stage all the
Wow.
way to the consumer.
That's pretty cool.
And it's not just about reducing waste.
Okay.
Companies like Lensing
Lensing.
are using AI to create eco-friendly synthetic fibers.
Wow. So it's like innovation at the material level.
It's innovation at the material level.
I like that.
So we're starting to see AI-driven innovation
Yeah.
happening across the entire fashion supply chain.
That's really encouraging.
It's a trend.
I hope so.
It's only going to grow
Yeah.
in the coming years.
Fingers crossed.
Consumers are demanding more sustainable options,
As they should.
and companies are realizing
Right.
that AI can help them meet this demand
Yeah.
while also improving their bottom line.
So it's good for business.
It's good for business.
And good for the planet.
It's a win-win for
Well,
everyone involved.
Love it.
It's like AI is finally giving us a way to
Yeah.
have our cake and eat it too.
Woo, tell me more.
Enjoying fashion without the guilt
Right.
of contributing to a wasteful industry.
That's the dream.
But this brings up another important question.
Okay.
How do we know if a product is truly sustainable?
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Because measuring a company's environmental impact
Right.
is so complex.
It can feel like a black box.
It really can,
Right.
but AI is starting to bring
Yeah.
some much-needed transparency to the equation.
So how's that working?
Companies like Watershed
Watershed.
are using machine learning
Uh-huh.
to calculate the carbon footprint
Okay.
of cloud computing itself.
That's meta.
It's very meta.
And it shows that AI can be used to
Yeah.
measure and track environmental impact in ways we never thought possible.
Incredible.
Microsoft and Carbon Chain
Okay.
are also working on similar solutions for
Cool.
entire enterprises.
So like helping companies understand
Yeah.
their environmental footprint
So they can
and then take steps to reduce it.
take steps to reduce it.
It's all about transparency.
Transparency is key
It is.
to building trust.
Absolutely.
Imagine a world where every product you buy
Okay.
has its true environmental costs,
Right.
clearly labeled thanks to AI.
Extreme.
That kind of information would empower consumers
It would.
to make more informed choices
Yeah.
and reward companies that are doing the right thing.
I love that.
That's a future
That's a future I can get behind.
that I can definitely get
I
behind.
100%.
It feels like PI is giving us the tools
It is.
we need to not just mitigate climate change,
Right.
but to actually create a more
Yeah.
sustainable and equitable world.
That's the goal.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
With all this talk about AI's potential,
Right.
it's important to remember
What's that?
it's not a magic bullet.
You're right. It's not.
AI is a powerful tool,
It is.
but it's not a solution in and of itself.
No.
We need to be mindful of its limitations, its potential risks,
Yeah.
and the ethical considerations
Right.
that come with developing and deploying
Big responsibility.
such a transformative technology.
It is.
And that's something we'll dive into deeper
Okay.
the next part
Looking forward to it.
of this deep dive.
Right.
We'll explore the challenges
Yeah.
and potential downsides of AI,
Uh-huh.
and we'll discuss what it means to
Okay.
develop and use AI responsibly,
Alrighty.
because ultimately,
Yeah.
the future of AI
Right.
isn't predetermined.
It's up to us.
It's up to us. We get to
to
decide.
shape it in a way
Yeah.
that benefits all of humanity.
That's the goal.
And that requires careful consideration,
Absolutely.
open dialogue,
Uh-huh.
and a commitment to ethical principles.
I'm all for it.
We've got a lot to unpack.
A lot to unpack.
Stay tuned.
Can't wait.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about all those exciting ways
Uh-huh.
AI is being used to address sustainability challenges.
Right. All that amazing potential.
But as with any powerful technology,
Right.
there's another side to this coin.
Oh, yeah, for
We
sure.
can't ignore, right?
The potential downsides.
We got to be realistic.
We've already touched on the energy consumption issue
Yeah, that's a big one.
when it comes to training AI models.
Definitely something to keep in mind.
And that's something we need to keep in mind as this technology continues to evolve.
It's like a balancing act, right?
It is a balancing act.
Trying to harness AI's power
Right.
to solve environmental problems,
Uh-huh.
but also being mindful
Yeah.
of its own environmental footprint.
It's like we're trying to
Right.
solve one problem
Uh-huh.
and maybe creating another.
Potentially, yeah.
And it's not just about energy consumption.
No.
There's also the potential for bias,
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
algorithms,
Which can perpetuate inequalities.
and create unintended consequences.
It's a real concern.
AI is only as good
Right.
as the data it's trained on.
Garbage in, garbage out, as they see.
If that data reflects existing biases,
Yeah.
those biases will be amplified
hmm
in the AI systems we create.
And that's where things get tricky.
It gets complicated,
Because it's not always easy
Right.
to identify and mitigate these biases.
especially when you're dealing with
Right.
these really complex systems.
You got to be careful.
So we need to be constantly vigilant
Vigilant
and
you know,
proactive
in making sure.
in ensuring that the AI systems we develop
Right.
are fair,
Mm-hmm.
transparent,
Uh-huh.
and accountable.
That's a tall order.
It's a tall order, but it's an important one.
It is.
It sounds like we need to be thinking about AI ethics
Absolutely.
as much as AI technology.
Ethics should be baked in.
Right. We can't just assume
No.
that progress is inherently good.
We've learned that lesson the hard
We've
way.
learned that lesson many times.
So many times.
We need to be asking tough questions
The tough questions.
about the values
Yeah.
we're embedding in these systems
Uh-huh.
and the potential long-term consequences
Thinking about the long.
of their widespread adoption.
It's not just about
Yeah.
making things green.
It's bigger than that,
It's about ensuring a just
right?
an equitable transition as well.
So where do we go from here?
That's the question, isn't it?
It feels like we're at a crossroads.
Yeah, we're at a crossroads.
And the choices we make now
Yeah.
will have a profound impact
On the future.
on the future.
2025 feels like a turning point.
It does feel like a turning
The
point.
decisions we make in the next few years,
Right.
they're going to determine whether AI becomes a force for good or something else entirely.
It's kind of scary to think about.
It is a little bit.
Like, it feels like a lot of responsibility rests on our shoulders.
It does.
Not just as consumers,
right.
but as citizens,
Uh-huh.
voters,
And investors.
and investors.
And we all have a role to play.
We all have a role to play.
In shaping this future, and the more informed we are, the better equipped we'll be.
To advocate for responsible AI development.
Exactly.
And hold those in power accountable.
We need to hold them accountable.
Okay, so let's talk about some concrete examples.
Okay, I like concrete examples.
Our deep dive into the source material has uncovered some fascinating real-world applications of AI for sustainability.
Give me some examples.
We talked about a few earlier.
Right.
But there are some that are even more nuanced and complex.
I'm intrigued.
I think one that really stood out to me was a report from the World Economic Forum highlighting an AI-powered system in Abu Dhabi called the Trade Single Window.
The Trade Single Window.
It's a multimodal system that integrates air, land, and sea operations to streamline trade processes.
That sounds complicated.
It is complicated.
So how does that tie into sustainability?
Well, think about all the paperwork and bureaucracy
so much paperwork
involved in international trade.
It's a nightmare.
This system has managed to reduce documentation requirements for traders
by how much?
By a staggering 90%.
90%.
That's incredible.
That is incredible.
But what does that have to do with the environment?
It's all about efficiency.
Okay.
By streamlining these processes, you're reducing the time goods spend in transit, which translates to
lower fuel consumption and emissions.
A ripple effect.
And it's also reduced the time workers spend on these tasks.
By how much?
By 50 to 90%.
Seriously.
So it's a win-win.
It is a win-win.
For businesses and the environment.
I love it when that happens.
I'm starting to see how AI can have these ripple effects that extend far beyond the initial application.
It's all connected.
It's all connected.
And this particular system, it also has a social impact.
Oh, interesting.
It's designed to facilitate trade for small and medium-sized enterprises.
So like the little guys.
The little guys, you know, they often lack the resources to navigate the complexities of global trade.
So it's leveling the playing field?
It is.
And giving smaller businesses a chance to compete?
More opportunities.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It feels like a more inclusive approach.
It does.
To global trade.
I like that.
And that's something we need to keep in mind. As we develop and deploy these technologies. We need to ensure that they're not just benefiting large corporations, but are also accessible and beneficial to smaller businesses and communities.
It's about creating a more
equitable and sustainable
global economy.
That's the goal.
But let's move on to another fascinating application of AI.
I'm ready.
Combating the illegal wildlife trade.
Oh, wow.
We came across a case study on Project Seeker.
Project Seeker.
Which is an AI tool developed by Microsoft. That's being used to scan luggage and a cargo at airports. Wow, so they're using AI to catch wildlife traffickers?
It's incredible how AI is being used.
I know.
Such targeted intervention.
It's amazing.
This technology can identify illegally trafficked wildlife products.
Like what kind of products?
Like tiger bones and elephant ivory.
Oh, wow.
With remarkable accuracy.
That's amazing.
It's like giving law enforcement agencies a powerful new weapon in the fight against these devastating crimes.
It's a game changer.
And it's not just reactive.
Oh, okay.
Project Seeker is also helping to build a global map. Of illegal wildlife trafficking routes, which can help authorities anticipate and disrupt these networks.
So they're staying one step ahead.
This kind of intelligence is crucial.
It is crucial.
For protecting endangered species and preserving biodiversity.
It's a great example of how AI can be used for good.
For good.
Not just for profit.
It's a reminder that AI can be a force for conservation.
It can be.
Even in the most unexpected places.
I love that.
But let's shift gears again. And talk about another trend that's gaining momentum.
Hit me.
The circular economy.
Ah, the circular economy.
It's all about moving away from the traditional take, make, dispose model.
The linear economy.
And creating closed-loop systems. Where waste is minimized. And resources are reused.
It's a beautiful idea.
And AI is playing a key role.
Okay, how so?
In enabling this transition. By using AI and blockchain technologies.
Interesting combo.
We can track products throughout their entire life cycle.
Got it.
Identifying opportunities for use, repair, recycling.
So it's like giving products a second life.
It's about creating a more sustainable and resilient economy. Where resources are valued and nothing goes to waste.
I like that.
And this goes beyond just tracking products.
Okay.
AI is also being used to enhance recycling processes themselves.
So, like, how are they doing that?
For example, a company called SK EcoPlant is using AI and robotics
Robots again?
to recycle EV batteries.
Oh, that's smart.
As we transition to electric vehicles,
right.
we're going to need ways to recycle.
Yeah, those batteries are going to pile up.
Those batteries safely and efficiently.
Do something with them.
And the AI helps identify the different components of the battery pack and guides the robots in dismantling it safely and efficiently.
Safer for the workers.
It's safer for the workers.
And it's more efficient.
And it makes the recycling process much faster.
And probably cheaper, too.
And more cost-effective.
Makes sense.
And it's not just about speed and efficiency. It's about extracting valuable materials from these batteries and giving them a second life.
So it's like
turning waste into worth.
Yeah, closing the loop.
Closing the loop.
I love it.
And this kind of innovation is happening across industries.
So AI is helping us rethink how we design.
How we design and ultimately dispose of products.
A whole new way of thinking about how we interact with the things we consume.
It's exciting.
It's exciting to see how AI is driving this change.
It is exciting.
But it also raises some important questions.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How do we ensure that this technology is used responsibly and ethically?
That's the key question.
The potential is enormous.
It is.
But so are the risks if we're not careful.
We got to proceed with caution.
We need to be mindful of the ethical implications of AI and work to ensure that it benefits all of humanity.
All of humanity.
Not just the select few.
Right. It's got to be for everyone.
That means addressing issues
like data privacy, algorithmic bias, and the impact of AI on jobs.
That's a big one.
It's a complex landscape.
It is complex.
But one that we need to navigate.
We have to navigate it.
Thoughtfully and collaboratively.
Collaboration is key.
It's not just about technological innovation.
No.
It's about social innovation as well.
Right. We need to rethink our economic systems, social structures, and our ethical frameworks.
To make sure that AI is used to create a more just and equitable world.
That's the ultimate goal.
Because ultimately the goal is to create a future where AI and sustainability work hand in hand.
Hand in hand.
To create a better world.
A better world for all.
For all.
That's a beautiful vision.
And that's a future worth striving for.
It is.
But let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy.
It's going to be a challenge.
There will be challenges along the way.
There will be bumps in the road.
There will be setbacks. And unforeseen consequences.
We can't predict everything.
But I believe
too,
that if we approach this with a sense of humility,
collaboration,
commitment,
and a commitment to ethical principles.
Principles are key.
We can harness the power of AI.
We can.
To create a truly sustainable future.
That's a powerful message of hope.
It is a message of hope.
But it's not just about hope. It's about action.
Right.
And engage in meaningful dialogue.
Dialogue is essential.
About how we want to shape this future.
We need to talk to each other.
We need to educate ourselves. Advocate for responsible AI development. And hold those in power accountable.
Accountability is key.
We need to be the change we want to see in the world.
Be the change.
And that brings us to another crucial aspect of this conversation. Education and workforce development.
Oh, that's so important.
As AI becomes more prevalent.
Right.
We need to equip people with the skills to navigate this new landscape.
Absolutely.
We're talking about a future where AI is likely to be integrated into almost every aspect of our lives.
It's going to be everywhere.
We need to prepare the workforce for the jobs of the future.
The jobs of the future.
Jobs that will involve collaborating with AI systems.
Right, working with the machines.
Understanding their limitations. And leveraging their strengths.
AI is a tool.
And it's not just about technical skills.
No.
It's about critical thinking.
Right.
Problem solving. Creativity.
Those are the human skills.
Those uniquely human skills.
They're going to be even more important.
That will become even more essential in an AI-driven world.
We got to nurture those skills.
We need to foster a culture. Of lifelong learning.
Lifelong learning is key.
Where people are constantly adapting. And upthinking.
To keep up with the pace of change.
To keep pace with technological advancements.
It's a fast-moving world.
It's moving faster than ever.
The reality is AI is going to transform the job market.
It's already happening.
Some jobs will become automated.
That's inevitable.
But new ones will emerge.
It's a process of disruption.
It is.
But also one of opportunity.
There's always opportunity.
And we need to make sure that everyone has a chance.
Everyone deserves a chance.
To benefit from this transition.
Absolutely.
And that means investing in education and training programs.
That are accessible to all.
Not
just the privileged few.
Programs that equip people with the skills.
The skills they need.
They need to thrive. In an AI-driven economy. autonomy.
It's about empowerment.
It's about empowering individuals and communities to shape their own futures.
To be the masters of their own destiny.
In this rapidly evolving technological landscape.
It's an exciting time to be alive.
It is an exciting time.
Full of challenges, but also full of possibilities.
And ultimately, that's what responsible AI development is all about.
It is about responsibility.
Empowering humanity.
Empowering humanity.
To create a better future.
A future where technology is used.
A future where technology is used.
To solve our most pressing challenges and create a more just and sustainable world.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive into AI and sustainability, what are your key takeaways?
What stands out to me is that AI is neither a savior nor a villain.
It's somewhere in between.
It's a tool
that can be used for good or for ill.
It's all about how we use it.
Depending on the choices we make.
It's a reminder that technology is not destiny.
We have the power to shape our own future.
We have the power to shape the future.
We have agency.
But we need to do so.
Consciously.
And ethically. We need to engage in open and honest conversations about the potential risks and benefits of AI.
We need to have those tough conversations.
And we need to work together to ensure that it's used. To create a more just and sustainable world.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
In this episode.
A lot of ground.
We've explored the exciting possibilities.
The possibilities are endless.
Of AI for sustainability.
It's an exciting field.
As well as the potential pitfalls.
Right. We can't ignore the risks.
We need to be aware of.
But our journey isn't over yet.
It's not over yet.
In the final part.
Of
this deep dive.
We'll
delve deeper into the ethical considerations surrounding AI.
Okay.
And we'll discuss what it means to be a responsible citizen. In an AI-driven world.
Welcome back. We've been on quite a journey.
We have.
Exploring the intersection of AI and sustainability.
A fascinating intersection.
And now we're in the final stretch.
The home stretch.
We've talked about the incredible potential of AI.
Right, all the amazing things it can do.
To address some of the world's most pressing challenges.
Like climate change and pollution and all that.
But also the potential downsides.
Right, we can't just ignore those.
We need to be wary of.
We've got to be realistic.
It's a complex and nuanced landscape.
A lot of moving parts.
And as we move forward, it's crucial to remember that
What's that?
Technology is only one piece of the puzzle.
Right. It's not a silver bullet.
We need to consider the social, the economic, and the ethical implications of AI.
Absolutely.
If we want to create a truly sustainable future,
it's got to be a holistic approach.
It's not enough to just develop cool new AI tools.
We've got plenty of tools.
We need to ensure that they're being used in a way that benefits society as a whole.
Benefits everyone.
And that requires a collaborative approach.
Collaboration is key.
We need governments, businesses, researchers,
citizens,
everyone working together.
All working together.
To shape the future of AI and steer it towards a more sustainable and equitable path.
I like that.
One thing that emerged from our deep dive into the source material is the critical importance of education and workforce development.
Oh, that's so crucial.
As AI becomes more prevalent in our lives,
it's already happening.
We need to equip people with the skills.
Give them the tools they need.
To navigate this new landscape.
To thrive in this new world.
We're talking about a future where AI is likely to be integrated into almost every aspect of our lives.
It's going to be everywhere.
We need to prepare the workforce.
The workforce of the future.
For the jobs of the future.
The jobs that don't even exist yet.
Jobs that will involve collaborating.
Working alongside AI.
With AI systems.
Understanding its limitations.
Understanding their limitations.
And knowing how to use it effectively.
And leveraging their strengths.
AI is a tool.
And it's not just about technical skills.
No, it's about more than that.
It's about critical thinking.
Critical thinking is essential.
Problem solving.
Problem solving, always in demand.
Creativity.
Creativity, that's the human spark.
Those uniquely human skills. That will become even more essential.
More essential than ever.
In an AI-driven world.
We need to nurture those skills.
We need to foster a culture.
A culture of
lifelong learning.
Lifelong learning is the key.
Where people are constantly adapting to change.
Upskilling.
To keep up with the pace of innovation.
To keep pace with technological advancements.
It's a fast-moving world.
It's moving faster than ever.
And we got to keep up.
It's almost like we need to reimagine education itself.
Reimagine education.
It's not just about preparing for a specific job.
It's about more than that.
It's about preparing for a world.
A world where
the every nature of work is constantly evolving.
It's a constantly evolving landscape.
The reality is that AI is going to change everything.
AI is going to transform the job market.
Some jobs will disappear.
Some jobs will become automated.
But the new ones will be created.
While new ones will emerge.
It's a process of disruption.
It is.
But it's also an opportunity.
And we need to make sure.
We got to make sure.
That everyone has a chance.
Everyone deserves the chance.
To benefit from this transition.
A chance to thrive.
And that means investing in education and training programs.
Programs that are accessible to everyone.
That are accessible to all.
Not just a select few.
Programs that equip people with the skills.
The skills they need.
They need to thrive. In an AI-driven economy.
It's about empowerment.
It's about empowering individuals and communities.
Giving them the tools.
To shape their own futures.
Shape their own destinies.
In this rapidly evolving technological landscape.
It's an exciting time to be alive.
It is an exciting time.
But it's also a time for responsibility.
Ultimately. That's what responsible AI development is all about.
It's about using this technology for good.
Empowering humanity.
Empowering humanity.
To create a better future.
A future where technology serves humanity.
A future where technology is used.
And not the other way around.
To solve our most pressing challenges.
To create a better world.
And create a more just and sustainable world.
That's the dream.
That's the vision we should be striving for.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive
into AI and sustainability.
Yeah. What stands out to you?
What stands out to me is the power of choice.
The power of choice.
We have the power to decide how we use this technology.
AI is a tool.
It's a tool.
And like any tool,
it can be used for good or for bad.
It can be used for good or for ill.
It's up to us to choose wisely.
Do we use it to amplify existing inequalities?
Or to create a more just and equitable world?
The choice is ours.
It is.
And that's a powerful thought to keep in mind.
It is a powerful thought.
As we continue to explore,
as we continue this journey,
the intersection of AI and sustainability.
This is just the beginning.
This journey is just beginning.
There's so much more to explore.
And it's one that we all need to be a part of.
We're all in this together.
So keep exploring.
Keep asking questions.
Keep asking questions.
Keep learning.
And keep pushing for a future.
A future where AI is used to create.
Where AI is used
a more sustainable and equitable world.
And remember.
What's that?
The future is not something that happens to us.
We're not passive observers.
It's something we create.
We're the architects of our own future.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
And until next time.
Keep diving deep.